I just want to roll back some things that might have been said on a previous episode, and that is professional installers. I was wrong. The professional installer came to this house, and he put in... Apparently, we were just missing pieces of the internet stuff that were supposed to be in the house all the time. Well, someone apparently before I moved here was like, fuck all this stuff, and threw it all away. So we had to have the professional installer come, because otherwise we were fucked.
Yeah.
And he rigged up a Cat 5 line direct down to the dungeon. So, you know what? I was wrong, guys. That's on me. I'd like to apologize, and other than that, I think we're doing okay.
There's something else that I would like to retract while we're at it, and that is when I said that I say crazy things intentionally for entertainment value, because there is one thing that I said that was not for entertainment value, and that was that I should leave my amplifier turned down.
Welcome to Here's What I Don't Get, the only international podcast to tackle all of life's toughest issues. I'm your host, Tab Burt. With me today is special guest in my dungeon studio, Uncle Buck.
Yeah!
And welcome back, everybody.
You forgot from north to south, east to west.
Yeah, I did forget that part, but that part's not important. What's more important is they know that it's formally international. Formally international.
Yeah, no more Canadians.
No.
God. Man, last episode was...
Do you want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Are you talking about Mikey?
Yeah.
Because he's easily 400 pounds.
And he's right outside
Mikey
this blanket
Ricada.
fort.
Yeah. And so the trick is... It's our time of the month to pay up, and he's here.
Yeah.
We couldn't dodge.
Couldn't dodge him anymore.
Couldn't have a secret location. He figured out through the back channels that we were going to be doing a live stream, and figured there was only one place we could do that.
we could do it. Yeah, that's true.
So that's the elephant in the room for this week. We're back in North Carolina.
Back in North Carolina.
That's why we don't have
studio.
to be north to south, east to west.
Because
it's just North Carolina to North Carolina.
And I mean, there's really only like 10 feet between the hosts on this one, as opposed to thousands of miles.
There's not even 10 feet between us. There's like maybe 4.
I think we're in like an 8-foot box right now.
Yeah, watch this. I can reach over and finger his camera.
I can do the same.
Oh,
how about that? It's crazy.
Watching two guys finger each other on the internet.
To commemorate this momentous occasion of getting our second live in studio, I brought a gift for the show.
A gift for the show.
Gift for the show. Yeah, I got that right here.
What is this?
Here's a knife. I'll cut the box open for you.
Tell you what, let's well, they can't see this on the camera though.
Yeah, they'll see it in a second. So okay, you got a free open now.
Okay, let me back up a little bit. Yeah. Back that up, and we will
look at all this fancy camera work.
You got me some bubble wrap for one. I like that. What have we got? You sick son of a bitch.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see what this is, let me fix this here.
So I ordered these on Amazon.
I almost did the same thing, to be fair. I almost did the same damn thing.
They're grabby sharks. They're sticks.
Grabby stick with a shark on the end.
Yeah. So the whole live stream of this episode is just gonna be we're just gonna duck down.
It's gonna be like Stifle and Ollie.
And I'm
hey, how are you doing?
So this week on Here's What I Don't Get About Seals. I feel like that's what a shark podcast would be about.
Here's what I don't get. Sitting still.
Sitting still. Because I can't breathe. Yeah. So I ordered those. These were $45 a piece. So don't tell Mikey, even though he's right outside.
$45 a piece?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how expensive grabby sticks with sharks on the end are.
Seriously, how much were these?
Like $8.
Okay, I don't feel quite so bad now.
No, I thought it'd be fun. I was gonna order one for Joel, but he couldn't make it this week.
Yeah, something about being on the other side of the continent, blocked by a cloud, a wall of hate. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's some gifts for the show.
Well, I'm genuinely happy now. Like that made my whole fucking day right there.
Good. I'm glad. And when you're on your way home, if you have to adjust your side mirrors, you might just reach that out there. Unfortunately, these didn't come with a lanyard. So
yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to
retrofit a lanyard.
Not
somehow.
be Indiana Jones this time, dropping shit. You know, by the way, you got to get the video of that up, man. That
I do
episode.
need to get that episode up. I've been just raped with busyness.
Well, you've been moving for one. You've been traveling across the country.
All the way across the country twice.
I mean, you're probably a little saddle sore at this point.
A little bit. Not looking forward to traveling again here in a couple weeks.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, at least we get a couple episodes in.
Yeah, before the shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, and I found that we can be a lot more productive when we're in person. So this past weekend, like 2 days ago, we got to have supper at a restaurant that I used to work at growing up, and we shot our first joint video of Ask Uncle Buck. That was a lot of fun. It's up now for those who care to watch it. If anyone cares to watch it, I don't know if you care to watch it or not.
No, that was a good one.
Yeah,
it was definitely a good one.
And so that's something we're gonna have to start scheduling. I want to get us together. Excuse me. I want to get us together to go to this distillery that's not too far from my house and do an episode of Sippin' and Savorin' there.
I saw the signs for that distillery you're talking about in Gatlinburg, and instead of turning off, I just continued on my way because
I mean,
saved me one whole night. I went to Arby's instead. It was thrilling.
About the same effect. You're puking later.
Yeah.
Puking and have the liquor shits. It's Taco Bell for me, man. Taco
Bell's the worst.
The past 3 times I've eaten at Taco Bell, I've gotten either some sort of food poisoning or the stomach bug. So at this, like, I used to love Taco Bell because it's cheap, and I am cheap, and it's also cheesy.
Do you guys not have Taco Bueno out here?
No.
Fuck me, man.
Taco John's, you don't have those. We don't have nothing.
Oh yeah, we have Taco Bueno out where I'm from, and that's the 1 a.m. Not going to give you the runs, but it gives you a little bit of Mexican food place to eat. There's actually, I worked in this small town, and I would do a show out there every summer, and Taco Bueno was the only place that was open past like 10 p.m. because everything just shut down. Even McDonald's closed at 10 p.m., which I found astonishing. So I'd leave the theater at like midnight and be really hungry, and the only option was to like go get a convenience store hot dog or Taco Bueno. So I did Taco Bueno quite a bit. Yeah,
in Statesville we have at least one 24-hour McDonald's. I think the Taco Bell's open to like 2 or 3. But for a while there, we had 2 Jack in the Boxes. You know Jack in the Box?
I do know Jack in the Box. I love Jack in the Box.
Yeah, or I call it Jack off the box because it's horrible. It's one of those places. It's like you just plan diarrhea into your day after that. The food tasted okay starting out, like when they first opened, and the quality was good. Yeah, it was great. But I learned after about 3 times going, they're like, just go ahead and eat it. You're gonna be fine. Just plan on shitting within about 25 minutes.
That's gross.
Well,
note to self. Let me write this down. Don't eat Jack in the Box in Statesville.
Well, you can't now. They're both gone.
Closed. Both closed. Well, that's a shame.
But we were talking about your midnight go-to. Me and a buddy were hitting the bars in downtown Statesville one night, and we needed that sober up burger.
Yep, you gotta have that.
So I got in the car with him. He was driving. He drove us all the way down by the mall to Jack in the Box. And I, in my drunken state, totally hit on a cave troll while I was there. Like this.
And then he married her.
No. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. I married a great woman. This is before I met her.
That's true.
Or before she and I were dating, anyway. No, there was this woman. People listening to the audio part of the podcast are not going to be able to. Come over here. I'll kiss that fucking thing.
This is the best thing I've ever purchased, hands down.
You gotta be fucking kidding me! But I love it though. It's so great. I'm gonna take that home to Aunt Buck, and she's gonna. Unless she's watching this right now, which she might be. Hey, baby, I'm gonna take that home to her, and she's gonna go, "What?"
Yeah,
that typical reaction. I love it though. That's one of the best things about my life is because she's a normal person.
They always got to hold you down.
No, she doesn't hold me down. Her incredulity gives me a platform to reach new heights.
No, I thought you meant what, like it always keeps you grounded when they just are constantly tearing you down a little bit.
No. It's because she's very supportive. But what happens is I'll do something completely off the wall, but like on a lower key than what I would normally do, just to kind of gauge where she's at, and like by her reaction, then I can then judge how far forward I need to springboard to really get her to whack out, like, what? What? And then I know I'm off to a good night.
No,
that's how I know that I'm going to have a good time, when she's absolutely confused about whatever the hell it is I'm doing.
That does sound like the startings for a great night.
Yeah.
Just
and
confuse everyone in your life. Yeah.
Just confuse. That's the key to a happy marriage, is just keep your wife completely confused at all times.
Now, there's some life advice from Uncle Buck.
Yeah. So life advice from that should be a new video series.
That should be a new video series. Yeah. Don't ask that. Don't ask for advice with your wife on the next Ask Uncle Buck.
How to end your marriage in 10 easy steps. All right. So, any other topics you want to hit at the top of the show? Any comments? People have really been talking about you here lately, man.
Yeah, people seem to like my addition to the show, what I bring in. So yeah, that's great news.
There's two different things. Well, there's three. There's three things that people say whenever they mention you, because I've been monitoring the back channels, man. I've got my ear to the tracks. I'm always watching to see when they're talking about HWIDG. When that thing pops up, I'm like an HWIDG comment seeking missile. I'm on it. My little radar goes off. Ping! Somebody's talking about this thing that I'm part of, and it's always
just your sleep apnea at work acting up.
No, man, my CPAP's working great. It's my one CPAP reference this episode. So anyway, it's always when they talk about you, it's always one of three things. It's he's really great, or I can't believe his name is Tad with a D.
Yeah, with a D.
Or his voice is so fucking weird because I'm used to Mad Cucks.
Yeah, that's true. I get that one a lot too. And also the Tad with the D. It's not with the D. It's with the B. Their initials.
Yeah,
they stand for things.
And then inevitably someone who gets the joke will come behind with a picture of the soda.
Yeah,
Tab soda.
Tab like the soda. That's a really hard. That's normally when I introduce myself. I introduce myself as I'm Tab like the soda, but that's a reference that's slowly dying away, and less and less people know that exists.
Well, that was a Coca-Cola product, right?
Yeah,
they brought back Surge.
It still exists. You can still buy it in stores. It's just only in certain regions.
I think what we need to do right now is start a hashtag campaign to increase distribution of Tab the soda.
In the early 2000s, they turned it into like a sports drink that was specifically marketed towards women. It was really gross.
Well,
these are the factoids that I know about this soda.
Here's the weird thing: is anytime they take something and market it specifically to women, it's usually shit.
Yeah. Well, it was an energy drink, so it was like it had all that guarana and all the other stuff all energy drinks just taste the same, and they all just taste nasty.
Yeah.
Just drink coffee like a normal person.
Or whiskey.
Or tea like a fancy person.
Or whiskey.
But whiskey's not going to help you like get up in the morning.
Maybe not you.
Okay. Well, I think we're learning things about Uncle Buck right now.
I hardly ever drink. Like once a week for the show. That's about it. So
once a week, he starts. 8 a.m. in the morning. He's on the forklift, just like, you motherfucking pallets, sons of bitches. They're like, Buck, you're in the break room.
Listen, man, we can't tell those stories. I still work at that place. I can't tell you all the true things. So anyway, I guess maybe we should go ahead and start jumping into some issues then.
Yeah, I'm gonna start first this week.
Is it? I don't. Okay.
I went last week, which is why I'm going first this week. So,
okay, that works.
You got the bell though, buddy.
I mean, I guess I could veto your going first.
We've got. Would you like to go first? I mean, we could discuss this.
I don't really care.
All right. So here's what I don't get this week. Everything on burgers.
Okay.
We went out to a burger restaurant the other day.
We did, and it was great.
It was great, and it was great because they asked me, like, do you want all this like laundry list of bullshit on your burger? No. I want cheese. I want meat. I want it sandwiched between two buns. I don't want to stuff it in my face.
So you just got the meat and cheese, nothing else?
Just meat and cheese, plain burger.
Now hold on, because which burger, which size burger did you get?
I have no idea.
You just I just want a cheeseburger?
Pretty much.
Okay, so you got the little cheeseburger. So I know exactly the laundry list you're talking about, and it's a North Carolina thing, and you just fucking missed out, dude. That was mustard, onions, chili, and slaw.
Jesus fuck, why are you putting coleslaw on a sandwich? Coleslaw is a side. It goes on the side of things. It doesn't go on things. Chili's fucking gross. The only thing on that list that was worthwhile is mustard.
I got 2 words for you, buddy. Texture.
Why do I need texture in a burger? It's a burger, Buck.
It's a culinary experience.
It's not a culinary experience.
Yes, it is.
It's a burger joint. It's a side of the road burger joint. I'm not looking for a culinary experience.
Listen, did you happen to read the sign beside the door?
No.
That reads, I'm gonna take a picture. We're gonna eat there again, and I'm gonna put your nose in that sign. There's a sign that literally says, "This ain't no burger joint."
Okay. Well, you can put up signs with incorrect grammar all you want. You're still a burger joint.
They're a hot dog joint.
It's not what they did didn't really bother me. What bothers me is when I go somewhere to get a burger, right? And if I want a cheeseburger, it's like an extra 50 cents. But they just give you lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion just all the time.
Right.
Why are you giving me this shit that I don't want? And even when I say like no pickle please, there's a fucking pickle on the burger. No tomato, please. There's a goddamn tomato on the burger.
They're looking out for you.
Yeah, they're not looking out for you. That shit's
They're trying to get
bad for
more iron in your diet.
Fuck that. I just eat whole bits of iron for that.
I mean, so do I, but they're still trying to help you out, man. They're trying to fight anemia.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. What pisses me off is that stuff's all free. But if I want a slice of cheese, a 50-cent slice of cheese, like, you're gonna have to pay for that. You're going to give me all this fucking garbage, all this, like a fucking vegetable aisle. You're just going to throw that on the burger. No charge.
Well, you know that's mandated federally now.
What, to put all that shit on burgers?
Yeah, under Michelle Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Part of her, they're putting healthy food in schools. They also made it mandatory that they sneak a salad into your burger to keep you healthy.
It's fucking gross, man. I want... sometimes, and I don't always get no condiments, but I do get no condiments a lot because I don't want to drip on myself and look like a lazy slob.
I mean, there's a certain je ne sais quoi to wearing your meal.
Yeah.
It's like a badge of honor. Like, look what I ate.
But like the perfect burger to me is, your burger patty, your cheese, bacon, a little bit of lettuce. Not a lot of lettuce, because that's the other thing. Like, I want like one leaf of lettuce, one layer of lettuce. But they'll take like a catcher's mitt, scoop that fucker full of lettuce, and then just throw it on the plate. Like, why is this much lettuce on my burger? My meat to leaf ratio is way the fuck off, guys.
Hydration.
How's that hydration? I have
Iceberg lettuce is mostly water.
Oh no, that's gross. That's too much. You're compromising the flavor of the meat for this like tasteless leaf. And the leaves don't have a lot of flavor.
Well, Iceberg doesn't. You ever use other lettuces?
I like to put spinach on my burger. When I cook a burger at home, it's spinach and sometimes
spinach.
a little bit of romaine, like the 50-50 mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's just like, and it's always like, here's a leaf of spinach that's the size of your face. Like, this is, I'd be eating this iceberg lettuce for 45 minutes before I even get to my burger. Pisses me off, man.
They're trying to prolong your experience.
Give me the cheese for free and charge these motherfuckers that want all this random ass shit on their burger 10 cents an item, and they can put all the fucking stuff they want on there. Cheese should be just a default topping on burgers. There should be no hamburger and cheeseburgers. Just everything should be cheeseburgers, and then there should be cheeseburgers for a cuck, and that has all the garbage on it.
Well, I would agree, except for one thing, and we're socially conscious on this show.
Oh, tell me about it.
And so what you're being is lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant. People that are lactose intolerant just need to get more tolerance in their lives and stop being haters. That's what I always say.
Okay. So his name is Tab Burt, and he lives in North Carolina now.
Send me your angry letters.
Send you bombs in the mail. I want to have Mikey come in here and choke you out, buddy.
Yeah, Mikey's probably a vegetarian too, isn't he?
No, you don't grow a gut like that.
Eating only vegetables.
I mean, you see, the guy doesn't have a neck.
No, that's true.
So,
pretty much just top of his head all the way down to his waistline.
He's asleep. So anyway, good. I feel a little bit better about that now. So what else about your sandwiches here?
I mean, it's not just here; it's everywhere. And It's a real simple thing. Just don't charge people for all the useless stuff and give me my cheese for free. And stop putting weird ass shit. I went to this burger restaurant here a few days ago and they had buttermilk cooked bacon. And so it was like breaded like chicken. It looked like I had chicken fingers on top of my burger. I was like, what the fuck is this? Just cook regular bacon. It's bacon. It works. And then they want to put like 3 different types of onion and 18 different types of lettuce and a pickle, a kosher dill pickle bullshit, and half a tomato and a slice of onion. It's like, Jesus Christ, this burger is going to be like 14 inches tall. How am I supposed to fit this in my mouth?
Practice.
I don't practice because I don't want a bunch of shit on my burger. I want the flavor of the meat. Meat tastes good.
It depends on the chain you go to, but yeah, I mean, I agree that meat tastes good.
Yeah.
I think what it is they're wanting you to feel full after your burger.
If it's a big enough burger, I will feel full.
But they're not wanting to pay a lot for you to feel full, so they're going to take all the cheap stuff, which is vegetables, and cram that on top of your meat, which is the expensive part.
You know what I think I'm going to start doing? I think I'm going to start whenever I go to a restaurant or wherever and order a burger and it has all that random shit with it when I ask for it not to. I'm just going to start throwing that at other patrons. That's a real easy way to get a free meal because they'll throw you out. You think they're going to swipe your credit card before they throw you out? I don't think so.
I mean, it depends. Are you doing this at like McDonald's? Because
I'm doing it everywhere, Buck.
Because at McDonald's, if you are throwing a burger before you've paid for it, you're behind the counter.
I'm going to go behind the counter. I'm going to throw the burgers.
Is this fucking Super Troopers? I want a liter of cola. Is that spit on my burger? Probably so. They heard you were coming.
Yeah, they probably...
You asked to talk to the manager. Next thing you know...
Oh, when I was driving out over here, I saw a woman that had that bullet wound right on the back of her head, and it was like a perfect bullet wound. I was like, yeah. There you go.
It looks like something out of an anime.
It does. It looks really goofy. I don't know at what point it was decided that was a fashionable hairstyle, but fuck that person.
It's like a weird idea for a TV drama where there's like, she's like a hairdresser by day and a CSI investigator by night. So these murder-inspired fashion trends.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be one where they have like a little sprig of hair sticking up with a little crossbars coming out of it. That's going to be like the head stab. the skull penetration hairstyle.
Neither one of us should ever go into fashion because we clearly have no idea what people want. Have you seen the guys now? There's like a post on Facebook and it was about men wearing lacy shorts, so their underwear shows. Like no one wants to see your fucking underwear, dude.
Yeah. Let's just see how well this works. If I could just go ahead and sever this artery. So, yeah, no, if you're going to get off onto fashion, man, men's fashion is so fucked right now. Okay, so, the prevailing hairstyle for men right now looks like it came out of Fallout 4.
I just don't even look at it anymore.
Yeah. And then, you got I mean, this has been a thing for about 2 or 3 weeks now. The men's rompers. Have you seen those?
Yeah, it's a onesie, but with leg holes instead of like footy pajamas.
Yeah. And you saw the thing about the lacy shorts.
Yep.
There's also get this. There's now pantyhose for men.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you sure it's not pantyhose for transvestites?
No, it's like dudes that were dressed like dudes, except they were wearing rompers and lacy shorts with pantyhose, and they like had like little designs on them and shit.
Okay. I mean,
someone listening to this episode will find a picture.
Is probably wearing pantyhose right now.
I mean, he puts the lotion on its skin or gets the hose again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Back to burgers. I like a bunch of shit on my burger. I'm fine
with you having your bunch of shit on the burger. I just don't want to be forced to like allocate plate space for this shit that I don't want on my burger.
All right, so what you're talking about plate space now? The footprint of the burger isn't going to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, how is that taking up plate space?
If I have to take the lettuce and the pickle and the tomato and the onion and the other random garbage shit they put on my burger and set it off to the side, that's taking up plate space now.
Well, I thought you were going to chuck those, and it wasn't going to be a problem
Well,
anymore.
in the past, it has taken up plate space. Now I'm going to start throwing stuff because I've solved this issue.
You're fired. I already told you.
No, I know.
Can't solve issues on the regular feed, man. You got to wait to the bonus episode.
The bonus episodes about it.
Here's what I'm going to do about it.
Here's what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to throw shit everywhere.
You want to record that this weekend?
Yeah, we can.
When we're going to be recording again Saturday, so yeah. So, listen, man, I like all sorts of crazy shit on my burger. I've had burgers, except for eggs. I'm not a big egg guy. I don't like eggs.
I like eggs on my burger. It's more protein.
You son of a bitch. Listen, here's what I like. I like lettuce. I like a lot of lettuce. I like leafy, flavorful lettuce. I like bacon, obviously.
Yeah.
I love onions. I could just eat raw onions all day. Ask my wife. I've done it. One time I made a hot dog for myself at the house. It was like a bun, an itty-bitty Oscar Mayer hot dog that was like barely nothing there. It was like a pencil-sized hot dog. And then I like chopped up half an onion, like one little thin line of mustard for flavor, and then like just the rest of it was an onion. There was onion juice coming out of my pores for 2 days. She couldn't sleep in the same room as me. It was awesome. Not that part, but I smelled like a man for like a week.
Yeah, I don't think men smell like onions. I'm pretty sure ogres smell like onions.
No, those ogres have layers. It's completely different. I mean, they probably do smell like onions. I'm not gonna say they don't, but I smelled like the epitome of testosterone for 2 days, and it was a wonderful thing. But sometimes onions give me headaches, so there's that too.
I too have gone 2 days without a shower.
No, I showered, man. I'm telling you, this stuff was coming out of my pores. Like every time I would sweat, it would smell delicious in the room.
It's gross.
No, it was awesome. I had to be at work. I just pile onions on whatever I was going to take to work to eat, and then like afterwards, I'd start to get a good sweat in the summer. Be like, oh god, it smells like burnt armpits out here. It's amazing.
That's so nasty.
Why does it have to be nasty?
Because, man, nobody wants to. I have a big issue about smells that I'll bring in at some point.
Okay. Well, I can't help you on that one because I still can't smell anything.
Yeah. Well,
I found out why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much onions.
Well, that's part of it. Turns out you're not supposed to snort onions. So anyway, now where I work, there's so much dust. I found out there's this lady that I work with that was retiring. Last Friday was her last day. Sweet lady. And I forget how it came up in the conversation. We were all saying goodbye to her, and I was mentioning like, yeah, I can't smell shit anymore. And she's like, oh yeah, I haven't been able to smell things in years. And everyone else was like, yeah, me either. Yeah, oh yeah. After I was working here for a couple of years, my sense of smell went away too. And then so.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a good lawsuit coming. But probably what's going to come after that is more safety.
Yeah, and that's another issue I'm going to bring in is, snitches are bitches and they'll wind up in stitches. So I would rather just know that after I leave that job, eventually my sense of smell will come back. Because apparently it does. I asked somebody else who had quit there, like, oh yeah, my sense of smell came back. So that makes me excited. What else you got on burgers?
That's it.
All right.
I just want it simple. I'm a simple man.
A simpleton?
No, a simple man with simple tastes. I don't need a bunch of fancy shit. I just want the food to nourish my body so I can go back to like doing important thought leader stuff.
I have one last thought about burgers, and then that is that I love jalapenos on burgers.
I don't like jalapenos, so.
What the hell is wrong with you?
No, I mean, it's not my thing. I don't like spicy for the sake of being hot. I like spicy, like spice, but not just like, oh, this makes your mouth feel like it's on fire. No, thank you.
God, man. I don't know if we can do this show together anymore if you're not into like just unnecessarily hot foods.
Yeah.
I got to the point where jalapenos weren't hot to me anymore.
Yeah.
I had to move up to serrano peppers.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I like serrano peppers in like our Mexican food that we make, but I don't like just.
You don't just eat serrano peppers?
No, that's gross.
I'll tell you what. I would eat a serrano pepper before I would a habanero, not because of the heat index, but because habaneros aren't a very good fleshy pepper. They're too waxy and they don't go well on sandwiches.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I really like bell peppers, but those are sweet.
Yeah, they're not terribly spicy. All right, so moving on, since you're done, I had a hard time this week deciding on what I wanted to bring in, and I've had a couple of issues that go well together. They're kind of themed, together, and I decided that this week was the week to bring them in. I decided that this morning. So, without further ado, here's what I don't get. Cancer movies.
Movies that give you cancer, or movies that are about cancer?
Both.
Okay.
But specifically the second one, because it'll do the first.
It will do the first.
Have you, like, there's this rash of cancer movies that have been coming out in the past 10 years. You know what I'm talking about?
So there's 50-50 is the first one that comes to my mind.
That Fault in Our Stars movie.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Like, that one with, like, cancer, they might as well just renamed it Cancer Movie.
Yeah, that's, I hate the movies where a kid dies to make a point. Like,
yeah.
That was the one with Haley Joel Osment, Pay It Forward, where he just died at the end of that movie, and it was supposed to make the movie seem deep, and it's just like, you just killed a kid for no reason, idiots.
What was that one with Macaulay Culkin?
Where he died?
Yeah.
Home Alone?
That was where he was supposed to have died. That movie was about as realistic as me swallowing a brick. But anyway, no, it was like My Girl or something like that, where he died from getting stung by bees.
Oh, yeah, I think that's My Girl.
Yeah, couldn't they have at least made him die in a cooler way?
In a cool way.
Like he got run over by a train while sword fighting a bank robber or something? I don't know. It's rain.
It's rain. It's raining.
You're
hard
hearing
now.
rain.
Yeah.
For
Hopefully it
those of
doesn't
you
flood
watching
down
this
here.
live, it's raining now. So, there's some movies where the one character is going to die, like they're sick somehow, and I'm going to lump those in with this. There's a movie, I forget the name of it. It's where this British chick with a goofy face is hired to work for this rich family, and the son is in a wheelchair, and he's like crippled from the neck down. And slowly over the course of the movie, she realizes that he's going to go to one of these death with dignity clinics, these assisted suicide clinics in a country that's legal. And his parents are trying to talk him out of it. And they hired her in the hopes that maybe he would fall in love with her and decide
This
to live.
sounds awful.
Oh, God. And so we watched.
Who's making you watch this?
I am contractually obligated not to say.
Okay.
So anyway.
That part of the contract where it says love, cherish, and obey.
Yeah. So, so we're watching this movie, and the whole time, my co-contractor, my contract partner, is like, "This movie, you just shut the fuck up right now, you cocky bastard." My contractee is like, this movie had better not end with him dying because that would suck. Guess what?
He died.
Yeah,
of course.
At the end of the movie, the chick accomplished nothing. She left her boyfriend because she fell in love with the guy in the wheelchair, which I have a whole, I think she fell in love with
Florence Nightingale syndrome.
Well, there was that, and the fact that he gave her a sense of purpose. Her purpose was then found in him, and he flat out told her this. He was like, "The only reason you're in love with me is because you have to take care of me 24/7, and you wipe my ass when I take a shit. But the fact of the matter is, like they went on this vacation. Like, he had feelings for her by the end of the movie, but he's like, yeah, my life before the accident, that was my life. This isn't my life, and as nice as you are, I can't get my dick up anymore. So what am I going to do watching you in front of me naked, and I can't do a damn thing about it, and I'm just going to have to watch it all get old and sag.
Eat her out,
years.
man.
I mean, there is that. I'm not going to argue with that. Like, your tongue still works, baby.
Yeah.
So you're not all paralyzed.
Recline that fucker back, dude. His wheelchair.
Yeah, but then he can't use his safe word.
Well,
like if she's smothering him, like
what better way to die, Buck? He wants to die. She needs to get some orgasms on. This sounds like that sounds like a great ending to a movie.
Son of a bitch!
He was
my problem.
He was suffocated to death. Oh man, I'd watch that movie
with Poontang.
With Poontang, and they bury him. He's just got this like shit-eating grin on.
That's when she sits too far forward. She's like, "Wow, your tongue got a lot bigger. That's my nose." So anyway, but the point of the point I'm making is he dies.
Mm-hmm.
And in cancer movies, guess what? You already know the ending.
That's true. You do,
because that Fault in Our Stars movie with that chick with the short hair, who everyone for some reason thinks is a knockout, and I don't see it. Probably because she's like,
I have no idea. I'm not a 12-year-old girl, so I didn't see that movie.
She was also in one of those, like that Hunger Games knockoff. You know what I'm talking about? She had longer hair in that movie.
The Hunger Games knockoff?
Yeah, there was one. It's a different book series, and they made a movie out of it. It's about people with special abilities or some shit. I don't know. I didn't watch
Harry
it.
Potter.
It must be. So anyway, I never watched those movies, but they might as well be Harry Potter. It's like, it's a novel for tweens. We're gonna make a movie about it. And in this one, it was a chick, and she's like, they're fighting the system or whatever. All those things that kids are into.
Yeah.
So she's this girl with cancer. She got lung cancer, and she falls in love with this dude, Augustus Waters. What kind of fucking name is that? And then
sounds like an anagram of the writer's name.
It could be. And then through the whole movie, like, he's this quirky guy who overcame cancer, and he's got his prosthetic leg because they had to amputate his leg to get the cancer out of him. And then she gets whisked away by him and his mom to Amsterdam or someplace because they want to go. There's a bunch of whole fucking pseudo-intellectual shit. They go and, like, meet this author.
The girl also has cancer, doesn't she?
Yeah, some sort of lung cancer.
So him and his mom take a cancer patient to Amsterdam without any, like, parental forms or anything like that.
Well, that was because he got he cashed in his wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And Make-A-Wish is just like, yeah, sure, take anybody you want. You and 45 of your friends want to go to Disneyland? No problem. You want to take some random girl to Amsterdam?
Listen, I'm not here to defend the movie. I'm shitting on it. So, all of a sudden you find, like, like, things are going really good for her, and she finally climbs a flight of stairs to have her kiss with him. They have their night in bed together, where she still has to leave on her little inhaler thing so she can breathe.
How old are these kids?
They have to be underage. So anyway,
this is fucked up.
Yeah, this is a weird movie. And, like, his mom's in the other room while he's banging his girlfriend.
Just knitting.
I guess. Like, well, I mean, I gave him a room to himself and her a room to theirself, and I'm not watching them. I don't know what's going on. I hear a bunch of thumping and giggling in the other room. I don't know what that could be all about. I guess they're in there playing a game of literally Hitler.
Yeah, they must have been.
Yeah,
that's the only. I mean,
they're laughing at those jokes, buddy.
Yeah,
they're laughing at the Nazi jokes.
They're getting those red pills in.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're getting something in. So anyway, then all of a sudden, the reveal. He has cancer again. And it's
double cancer.
He's got mega cancer.
Dun dun.
And it's terminal this time. Wait. This time, it's terminal. So anyway, and then through the rest of the movie, you just watch him on this slow decline.
As he just slowly dies.
Yeah.
This sounds awesome.
And it's the most fucking... And so then, like, he makes them read his own eulogy to him while he's alive so he can approve of it. And wow. By this point, every girl in the theater is like, oh, it's so romantic. I'm like, there's nothing romantic about being dead. Romantic is growing old together. There's nothing romantic about a hole in the ground. So, and then he dies. She gets the phone. Her mom answers the phone in the middle of the night and walks into her room in that cinematically thing where you see the mom in the doorway holding the phone, clutching it to her chest, and the girl's laying on her pillow, facing away from the door, but the camera sees her face, and she's going, because she knows her boyfriend's dead. And then they have the funeral, and they tie up a couple of bows. There's the one author who's an asshole who shows up and tries to explain the ending to his book because that makes sense at a funeral. She tells him to fuck off because she's mad at him. And then the end of the thing is her laying in the yard like, I have grown because of this. And I'm like, really? Good for you, bitch, because your boyfriend's dead. I'm glad you feel empowered by your lung cancer. Because, listen, here's the thing. There's the fact that you already know how it's going to end. That bugs the shit out of me. Like, maybe make it so something else happens. Maybe he survives cancer and gets hit by a train. I don't know. Like,
that would be a real crazy twist ending. He's like, I finally conquered my cancer, and then immediately just
or I conquered cancer. It's the aliens, and they abduct him and take him away. Fuck, what now? It's actually a sci-fi movie. Or he's a robot. I conquered my robot cancer. So, anyway, you gotta be more creative than that, man. God, I hate sappy movies because they're so predictable and they're just sugar. They're a meal of all sugar. There's no substance there. So
that's very true. That's a good point.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other problem I have, and as preachy and as virtue signally as this is going to sound, it makes light of people who actually have cancer.
That's very true.
Because
you're saying that their life has to have a deeper meaning, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just have cancer and you die.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like my life. Like if you were going to be offended by this, be like, hey, you know what? Don't make light of my condition. My life is not fodder for your entertainment. Like, yeah, not everything is Hollywood. Sometimes this is really fucking ugly, and maybe I don't want a movie glorifying the ugly thing that I have to deal with that is wrecking everyone's life around me.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, I've watched someone that I know slowly degrade from cancer and pass away. There's nothing about that I want to put on a silver screen.
No, it's not fancy.
The
reality of it is boring and miserable, and at the end,
and morbid.
It feels pointless. But these movies make it seem like cancer has a point, and then you give the people that tell you, like, well, you know, everything happens for a reason. It's like, I'll fucking beat you down with this microphone.
Yeah, there's no teleology to it. It's like, man, it's so condescending. That's what gets me, man. It's, your cancer's so cute. Your cancer's so adorable. Here's a movie about it to make you feel better.
Yeah.
And that fucking pisses me off, man. That drives me insane. This thing where the guy, okay, so the one I was telling you about before, the assisted suicide, sit on my face story. The whole movie was to make a point that people who have a low quality of life should be allowed to die with dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Be allowed to take their own life, which, okay, that's fine, but, like, don't give me a fucking polemic in the form of a movie. A love story. That's not entertainment. And, you know, we were talking on that episode of Ask Uncle Buck about affecting the culture through movies and through education and through music and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're taking this thing that looks like an unassuming love story and slipping in this polemic. You know, this person that you love that is terminally ill, you should allow them to go ahead and kill themselves. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like, there's a debate to have there, but I'm not going to a movie to have a debate.
That's very true.
If I want to have a debate, I'll get in front of a microphone and talk to somebody who disagrees with me, and we'll scream about it for the internet. Yeah,
or another great place to have a debate, especially on the right to die subject, is
the battlefield.
No, it's in an Indian restaurant while the employees are very uncomfortable. I went to dinner at this Indian restaurant a few weeks ago, and there are these people, and they're having this very loud conversation about why it should be okay to have the right to die, almost to the point of shouting at one another. It's like, hey, ladies, get the fuck out.
I don't get it. I mean, that's basically all I've got. I think the whole thing is condescending and unnecessary, and it plays upon the emotions. Last point. It's a chick flick, obviously.
Yeah.
And so they're just milking.
Every movie that doesn't have explosion in it is a chick flick.
Some that do have explosions are chick flicks.
Name one. What movie has an explosion in it and is also a chick flick?
Ghostbusters.
That's not really a chick flick. It's just a terrible movie. The original Ghostbusters?
Marketed to chick. No. The new one. Marketed for chicks.
But it's not a chick flick.
It might as well be. It's just about how interested in it was.
A bad movie.
So anyway. And
there's your reference, by the way.
I don't care. I don't fucking care. But yeah, chick flicks are just to bilk money out of guys.
That's a really good point.
Because chicks don't go to movies they'll either go with their girlfriends. They're not going to go by themselves, but if you can't get a gaggle of girls to go to a chick flick together, because they don't want to, like sisterhood doesn't really coalesce around a romance story. They coalesce around, like, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or Steel Magnolias or some shit.
Did you see that movie, P.S. I Love You?
No.
Didn't he die? The guy, like, dies of cancer, but then he spends the next year, like, leaving his girlfriend or whatever notes, and she, like, takes a trip to Ireland and rediscovers herself and shit, and, like, falls in love with his cousin or some nonsense. Total piece of shit. And like, okay. The guy dies at the beginning. So you thought, I'm like, okay, well, maybe
we got the boring part out of the way.
Yeah, nope. Just like, thanks for making me pay however many dollars I had to pay to come see this damn movie.
Yeah, they want you to get bullied into going to see a chick flick by your girlfriend or your wife or whoever, because you're going to do it to make them happy, because they went with you to watch Guardians of the Galaxy and they weren't really into it, but they watched it for you to be good, and so now you feel bad if you don't go watch the chick flick with them.
Yeah.
This is not my wife, by the way. I actually enjoy taking her to the movies, and we're movie compatible. This is before all that.
Yeah.
Cover my bases here. So, my contractual obligations. So, listen, but they know that, like, if they got some sort of tear bait, some sort of tear bait in the theater, chicks are going to come and they're going to drag their boyfriends, and then you're going to have to watch Water for Elephants.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to watch Little Johnny Needs a Kidney Replacement. Then you're going to have to watch I don't know what the fuck. You could literally pull this stuff, and here's the other way I can tell a movie's going to suck, and it's going to be for chicks, is when the font for the movie looks like it's drawn in pencil. That's
a really good that's a telltale sign. I agree with that.
Especially if it's like cross-hatched in.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's bullshit. That's a tearjerker. I'm not going to that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not about to fall for that. Fuck this place. So that's it for that. I guess it's time to get started on the news. So, you ready?
Yep.
This week's episode of Here's What I Don't Get is brought to you in part by Ricada News Network. Definitely not fake news. So, this week in the news, President Trump drew fire from all sides. Hold on. Wake up, fucker. We're doing it. Get your finger. Okay. He's awake now. President Trump drew fire from all sides this week following his decision to withdraw the United States from the Paris climate deal. In a televised speech, President Trump said the deal punishes America. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
I made it look like the shark is reading the news.
Shark? Oh, God! Where's mine? This is the best thing ever. The deal punishes America. Where'd I get to? And that it unfairly inhibits energy production in the United States in the form of new coal energy plants and new coal mines. He also claimed that since other nations were not under the same restrictions as the U.S., their increase in coal-based pollutants would more than cancel out any environmental gains from U.S. compliance. The greatest outcry has come from critics on the left who, since the announcement, have begun to discuss how to subvert Trump's decisions using the power of the individual states. This marks the first time in decades that Democrats of any stripe have championed states' rights.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's true. We won.
Yep.
We won.
Good old Trump red pilling. Any means necessary.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that fits into their whole philosophy of the Saul Alinsky ends justify the means.
Yep. If you can't beat them, confuse them. All right. This one is, well, everyone knows what's going on. If this is current events right here. Kathy Griffin has lost everything this week.
No kidding.
She lost everything.
Oh, I mean, she was lame to begin with.
Maybe we should ship her one of these so at least she'll have this.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to put this down. Fuck it. Kathy Griffin lost everything this week. The former comedian experienced a severe backlash to a photo from a recent shoot in which she, with a grim expression, held a mask resembling the blood-soaked severed head of President Trump. Many of CNN's sponsors threatened to pull their sponsorship unless Griffin was fired from the network, which CNN did immediately. Much debate was sparked among Trump supporters and Republicans, many defending Griffin's actions as protected free speech. I can't take this fucking seriously while you're doing that. Son of a bitch. Okay. Much debate was sparked among the Trump supporters and Republicans, many defending Griffin's actions as protected free speech, while others called it a direct threat to the president. The left used the opportunity to point a spotlight at negative memes directed at Barack Obama during his... You put that down, you son of a bitch. Directed at Barack Obama during his presidency, though the right has rebutted that violent rhetoric against Obama was also shunned by the right at the time. Remarks from the president and First Lady Melania Trump have called the photo indecent, stating that their son Barron Trump was traumatized by the image, though later on President Trump changed his tune, chalking it up to another case of negative confefe.
Covfefe. Yeah. Covfefe. That's a great meme, guys.
Play it
Hilarious.
Ricada News Network. Definitely not fake news.
Man, yeah. Hope you're happy now, Mikey, you fuck. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Got that out of the way.
He's asleep again.
So
your turn.
Yeah, we got that out of the way. I'm gonna talk about
Well, we got to talk about the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna do.
okay. I thought you were going to go straight into another issue because
No.
I keep forgetting, man.
Some scary thunder here.
It's cracking pretty bad outside, man. It's too bad the mics aren't picking that up. That would be pretty great.
That would be pretty great. Damn gates. Anyway. Yeah, so that takes care of the retainer. Gets Mikey to maybe leave here without punching us in the face. And but if you want to support the show in other ways, feel free to visit patreon.com/HWIDG, and there you can contribute a little bit of money to help the show out. We have 3 tiers. There's the $1 tier, which gives you early access to each week's episode. That's sometimes as early as Wednesday, but usually Thursdays. There's a $5 tier, which gets you all bonus episodes and video of the episodes.
I think that's still on the $10 tier.
Video is still in the $10 tier.
Do you want to move it down to the $5 tier?
I don't know. I must just be confused. I don't have my notes in front of me. I left them upstairs.
Okay, well, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
If you go to the $20 tier, Tab will bring his notes to the show.
Yeah, if you go up to the $20 tier, I may or may not bring my notes to the show.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. The $5 tier gets you the bonus episodes and where we talk about here's what I do get, here's what I would do about it, and a little bit of some behind the scenes stuff, which is fun. And then there's the $10 tier, which gives you access to the video episodes, which if you're watching, you got to see our sharks. Unless you're watching this week's impromptu live stream that I just decided to do to, see if it could be done. And it can be done.
I shared it to a bunch of people.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
We got 16 watching right now, so, not bad.
Joel's commenting. He's on the Facebook fucking hitting us up. Hey, buddy, you doing all right?
Yeah.
He says, had I known you were such an aficionado in chick flicks, I don't think I would have started the show with you, Buck.
That's why you're fired, buddy. Not really. Anyway, yeah, so feel free to visit Patreon and support the show. We really appreciate it. It helps get Buck better internet so that we can do some,
maybe we can do this at my house one day.
Do this at your house one day and actually live stream. Man,
from the drum kit.
From the drum kit. That would be great. Yeah, I'll do the whole episode.
Are you gonna sit there like at the drums like every time we crack a joke? Ba-doom.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna have to bring your interface though because I only have 8 inputs on mine, and to do the whole kit is gonna take all 8.
Yeah,
dude, what we should do is you got 16 inputs, right?
Yep.
You should bring your input to your interface to my place. We'll or hire some musicians and we'll have like an all musical episode.
That'd be pretty cool. We could like slow jam the issues, like the art houses, the coffee houses where the slam poetry. Yeah. Do. Here's what I don't get. Ding ding ding. Like on the bell, the ride bell. Ding ding ding. Do. That would be awesome as hell. Yeah.
I'm gonna get Raph to come and be throw some shred.
That'd be cool.
That would be badass.
And you get to watch it if you donate to the Patreon.
That would be bad.
That would be badass.
We'll set up like cameras in all corners of the room so you can see how horrible of a wreck that room is.
Yeah, we'll need a lot more computing power than I think either one of us have to do that, though.
I don't care. We'll just hire that out.
Anyway, yeah. So that takes care of the housekeeping. So let me get to my next issue this week.
All right. Well, let me. You can go ahead.
Here's what I don't get: crowdfunding.
What?
Okay, so yeah, it seems kind of weird that I just did an ad for Patreon, and now I'm going to talk about why crowdfunding is an issue. But I don't really mean Patreon when I talk about crowdfunding, because Patreon's a lot different than what I call crowdfunding. Patreon lets you donate to a creator or a group that's creating something and support their work, and then when you're like, hey, this really doesn't work for me anymore, you can just take that away, and it's not a big deal. What I'm talking about more is like this rash of GoFundMe healthcare and Kickstarters for shit that we don't need, which really pisses me off. We had the guy that does the oatmeal. He made a card game, Exploding Kittens, and it was one of the fastest growing card games ever to be kickstarted.
Right.
And it made just a huge amount of money. and then as soon as it came out, it started selling like hotcakes on Amazon, sold out everywhere in its initial run. It's like, wow, that's great. Well, the guy from the Oatmeal is making a new card game called Bears and Babies, and
What?
instead of reinvesting his profits from Exploding Kittens,
He's just crowdfunding.
he's just crowdfunding it again. Like, I had a Kickstarter worked the first time. Like, you have zero investment capital in this fucking thing. Like, you can't be bothered to use your own profits. No, now it's gonna be like, let me just ask for more fucking money again. Are you fucking serious? Cards Against Humanity. Anytime one of the people that was one of the original 16 creators of Cards Against Humanity decides they want to do some other bullshit thing on Kickstarter, what do? Like, well, if you donate to the $20 tier of our Kickstarter, then you get this special limited edition Cards Against Humanity pack. Fuck you! Just fucking release your shit for sale like normal fucking people. They made the Secret Hitler, the video game, or it's a board game, and it was made by what?
Secret Hitler?
Secret Hitler.
I think I've got a lawsuit coming.
No, this came out before you're literally Hitler.
I came up with that 20 years ago.
All right.
So
anyway. So Secret Hitler comes out, made by the creators of Cards Against Humanity. Like, these guys made themselves fucking millionaires from Kickstarter, and they're kickstarting this new goddamn game. Invest your own fucking money, asshole.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because it's totally compromised the way the businesses are run. Because you'd create an IP, sell that IP like Angry Birds. Those guys have pimped that damn IP to the point of, like, they made a damn movie about a cell phone game where you flick things. You're basically like knocking over a house of cards, and they made a movie out of that because they pimped the shit out of this IP. So that's what you used to do. And then when you wanted to make more shit, you take your profits and you reinvest them in the business to make a new thing because you thought it was going to make money. But you don't have to do, there's no reinvestment. It's just profits.
It's just a fountain.
Money in your pocket, and then go back to your fans. And the fans know that you make good stuff, so they want to buy it, so they pre-order it. Like, you have a website. Just put it for sale for pre-order on your goddamn website, and we just pre-order it. And it's no longer a Kickstarter thing where, like, oh, well, I can get the game for $30 if I got in real early, but now all the $130 tiers are gone, so now I have to buy it for $35 or $40 or $50. Like, fuck you. Sell the game for what the fucking price is. Use your own money to invest in it, and don't fucking cash out on me. And then the other side of that is the GoFundMes now. And I'm sure everybody listening to this has had at least one person in their life have a GoFundMe for some health bullshit. Like, oh, I got in a car accident and broke both my legs, and now I can't work for 6 weeks. I need $10,000. Oh, my uncle's health has dropped to such a point where he can't work. So please now donate to this.
He needs more med kits.
Yeah, he needs more med kits. Please donate to this GoFundMe so we can, like, help support his family while he's like, this is what fucking insurance is for.
We still going?
We are. Yeah, we're still going.
It looks like we stopped.
Where?
On the chart's not going anymore.
It is. It's gotten so big.
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
moving really
Sorry, we'll edit that part out of the audio. The live stream gets our fuck ups.
Taking away all my steam. Yeah, so you're instead of having any kind of culpability in your own needs, you just post a GoFundMe.
Sorry.
And boom, like, now you're absolved of all guilt. There was that. Okay, this is one that really pissed me off. So there's this girl that graduated from the university that I go to, and she posts up a goddamn GoFundMe for, you know what? What's one of the most annoying things that happens when your friend buys a really nice camera?
They start taking pictures of themselves all the time.
Close. They're like, oh, I'm gonna start a little side photography business.
Oh yeah, I can't comment on that.
I'm gonna photograph weddings. I'm gonna photograph this. I'm gonna photograph that. Well, this bitch didn't even get to the point where she got the goddamn camera. She had a GoFundMe so that I could buy her a camera so that she could get a job selling herself as a fucking photographer. Are you serious? What the hell is wrong with you? Buy your own fucking camera. Wah, wah. Like, what the hell kind of world do we live in where you're acting like the biggest douchebag in the universe, talking about how you have an eye for photography and all this fucking stuff? You became the condescending prick moron without even having the camera to be the condescending prick moron with.
What the hell does an eye for photography mean?
I don't know. It was just a douchey thing, and I saw it and it made me real mad.
I have an eye for photography. I can see things that are pretty.
I see the world in a photographic sense. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking? What the fuck? You didn't even get to the point where you had the camera to be a douchebag about having a camera and being, oh, I'm a photographer. No, you haven't even gotten that far. You're just asking for money to become that. Like, seriously, if you want to do something with your life, fucking do it. Don't beg on the internet for other people. Pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of the issue, though. I got a buddy, my sword fighting buddy. His kid was born with some birth defects, and the surgery's costing them like seriously upwards of $60,000 to help the kid out.
Yeah,
and so they didn't start a GoFundMe, but someone started one for them.
That I think that's one of the rules of GoFundMe's.
No,
because I think that no, it's not a rule in their system. I think that's a rule. That's a rule in like the
common decency
of it. Like, I can't start a GoFundMe for me, but if someone else starts the GoFundMe, well, I can't turn that down. Because there's I mean, I've donated to them, but I've definitely seen I think ones are more successful when they're from like a family member or someone who's trying to help, as opposed to when it's me just asking for money to like order print supplies so that I can become a photographer.
Yeah. Now, here's one that's going to piss you off. Now, I didn't see this one personally, but I've heard about it, so you've probably heard about it too. Some chick ran up thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card bills that she couldn't pay and started a GoFundMe.
And they bailed her out.
Yeah.
This was years ago.
Yeah.
It was like SaveKaren.com or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she learned nothing from that experience. No self-responsibility, no self-control, nothing. Just, if you go ask for it, people will fucking pull your ass out of the fire. Excuse me.
In that case, I need about $600, like, pretty soon. So if anyone wants to just set up a GoFundMe for Uncle Buck, I could use a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, all because of rubberneckers. So anyway.
All because of rubberneckers.
Yeah. It's their fault, not mine. It's definitely not mine. I agree, man. Now, there's another crowdfunding that, from the other end, I think pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard of it. And when I say this, if you are as familiar with it as I am, your blood is going to boil immediately. So I'm going to gauge how mad you get. I'll let you finish there before I drop this bomb on you, before I make you really enraged.
Go ahead.
Star Citizen.
Oh, the video game Star Citizen? Yeah, and they just took all that money. Well, like No Man's Sky did that too, where they took in all that money, they promised all kinds of shit with their fucking video games, and then the end of the day, they got nothing. Because that's the other problem with Kickstarter, is that you have zero fucking guarantees. And I've kickstarted some shit. Kickstarted books, I got kickstarted the fucking fidget cube. I have a fidget cube now, but there was a point where I had given up on ever fucking seeing that fucking thing because they had zero communication, zero culpability. You take other people's money, you wager with it, and there's nothing for you. There's nothing for your consumer if the thing doesn't fucking work out. All right, I'm gonna burn my reference. Star Trek Axanar was a fan film that crowdfunded a fuckload of money, like $1 million or something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
It's a bunch of money.
They then took that money and what they crowdfunded for was to make the Star Trek film Axanar, a fan film. Well, what they did with that money instead was they built a fucking studio to film more fucking Star Trek fan films. And then what happened? CBS got...
Getting too excited.
Yeah. CBS got pissed because they're making fucking money, and now nobody can make fan films anymore. Fan films were one of the best goddamn things about Star Trek in the last 10 years since we had nothing, fucking nothing. But at least we had some decent fan films. But now we don't even have that because these motherfuckers. So they took this fucking money. The fans of the fan film, they don't get a movie. They don't get more fan films from anybody else. This guy, Alec Peters, just fucking stole a bunch of people's money. And there's no culpability. Because if it's a product, if it's like a cat litter box or a fidget cube or something, and you have a website and you put it up for pre-order, the people have some kind of guarantee that they're going to get something. But your Kickstarter is just like, well, I threw money at this to hope that maybe one day it works out. But if it doesn't, well, Kickstarter says there's no guarantees on anything. Well, fuck you guys.
Yeah. I mean, that should be illegal, man.
It should be.
Of course, then again, I'm also against creating laws for no real reason. So, yeah, the thing that pissed me off, Star Citizen was like the fastest crowdfunded whatever in the history of whatever. So I was a big Wing Commander fan when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And when Chris Roberts put up robertsspaceindustries.com, I went out of my fucking mind. I was like, dude, this might be a new Wing Commander. And of course it wasn't, but it was like the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was really huge into Privateer. And so this thing funded like overnight. I think it was looking for like $3 million. It's like, okay, so we're going to start doing stretch goals now. So our stretch goal is going to be at $4 million. We're going to add this. At $5 million, we're going to add this. And they were just like a train
hitting
going
them
down
every
a
single
track.
time because people are excited about it and you're taking advantage.
Now, I will say they have put out builds, but my computer won't play them. I thought I was going to save up a couple grand and build me a computer that would run it. But they said the final game will be ready at such and such a time in 2013.
Yeah. And still nothing. And you have no recourse.
Yeah. So my $60 that bought me a ship that I can't fly on servers that I can't log into because my computer won't run the game, I'm SOL. Unless someone wants to crowdfund a computer for Uncle Buck, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
I only need like $1,500 to really get a nice machine.
Yeah. Only $1,500. And don't get me wrong, like I've donated. I had a personal family friend that went to the hospital with his heart's failing, and I donated a sum of money to that because I would, if he asked me, I would also give him money because he's a close friend. But when it's just like, oh, please share this to all your favorite Facebook groups, it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It makes me real mad, and I think that it's a bad direction for commerce to be going to where, as a consumer, you have basically no rights and you're just throwing money with the hopes that something sticks. Because I've seen lots of things on Kickstarter that I would love to get. If you sold it in a store, I'd buy it. But because it's just
it's a concept. That's all.
Here's $60. Like maybe it'll work out. I'm not on board.
Something else that happens is when bands put up Kickstarters for their records, which I am in favor of, except when the record never comes.
Yeah.
So there was a band, I'm not gonna shit on them because they were one of my favorite bands a few years back. They decided to go without a label this time and crowdfund their record. And to my knowledge, it was funded, and I have yet to, like, I didn't have the money at the time to buy into it, but I have yet to hear a release announcement.
Yeah.
I've yet to see the vinyl that I wanted to buy.
Yeah, there was Kendall and Hyde, that was a company that was funded with Kickstarter, and they started selling items to the public before they had fulfilled their Kickstarter backership, and fucking Fidget Cube did the same damn thing. And you can't, like, what am I going to do? Go on there and be like, 1 star to your Kickstarter that I already paid in all this money? Like, no, I'm just sitting here with my dick in my hands, hoping beyond hope that one day something shows up. Like, if it doesn't, fuck me.
Well, at least your Fidget Cube showed up.
Every Kickstarter project I've backed, I've received. So
you're just basically bitching over hypothetical stuff at this point.
I'm bitching over the culture that's being formed there, and like I like to think of myself as like a smart Kickstarter investor. So if you want to know if a Kickstarter is going to work out, you shoot me an email, and I'll be like, "Nah, this Kickstarter's not. This ain't going to happen."
Have you? I got to explore this train of thought before we stop, man. So what are the telltale signs of a failed Kickstarter?
You can just tell by the way. There's not like I don't have a rubric that it has to fulfill, but you can like read through their pitch, and if it's people that have like clearly no idea what they're doing, you know that money's not going anywhere once the thing's done. And that's why I think Patreon works, because Patreon is not, you're not investing in a thing, you're investing in an idea. And if the creator stops delivering on his idea, then you just stop.
Pull your money.
You just stop donating.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I was giving you $5 a month to put on your podcast. I don't really like the direction your podcast is going. I'm not gonna throw any more money your way. Or your
Joel,
your podcast is getting this X big. Like, so I'm gonna just like you're not gonna miss my $5. And the other thing is that when the money gets tight, you can always just stop giving and then come back later. You can pause it.
True.
As opposed to Kickstarter, it's like, okay, I threw $60 in this video game in 2013, and then like, oh, $60 would be really helpful right now, but
you have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. That's how they get you.
Yeah. So that crowdfunding, it's a big issue. And,
it is a big issue. You've opened my eyes. And
I don't agree with it. And if the next person that shares it I'll bring in what my solution to it is later.
Okay.
It's I'm gonna give you it's a combination of my solutions to my last issue and the solution to this issue. I'm gonna throw vegetables at them.
You fucking spoilers. Is your solution is to buy burgers and then
throw them at the Kickstarters? Yes.
The money that you were gonna spend crowdfunding, you're gonna spend in burgers.
I'll spend it on burgers
to supply vegetables. That's a plan I can get behind.
Yep. So that's my issue. What's your next issue this week?
All right. So this is another one. This is a 1-2 combo I brought in this week.
Left and right.
Yeah. So here's what I don't get. Breakup songs.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I mean by a breakup song?
Songs that you listen to on repeat and after you've broken up with somebody.
Yeah.
I flashed to Time After Time. Did you watch My Name is Earl?
I don't remember much about it, but yeah.
Every time Randy got broken up with a girl, he would play Time After Time. He'd play the tape on repeat until basically the tape wore out. Yeah, he had this little boom box. There's a montage of him listening to it. And what was really funny is there's an episode where they're down in Mexico and he got turned down by Catalina. And so he hires a mariachi band and they're playing, they're like walking along behind him playing Time After Time. It was really funny.
I'm about to burn a reference of yours.
Yeah.
That episode of Star Trek where Quark's nephew goes onto the holodeck and makes him play that song over and over again. I'll be seeing you in all the familiar places. Yeah. So I'm glad that I can get away with that.
Vic Fontaine.
Yeah,
well, I burnt my reference on accident. So.
I know. I had to give you this one. So I made it for you. So you're exactly right. A breakup song is one where it's they're chosen at random. It seems like the breakup song that triggers me is "Spanish Bombs" by The Clash.
You have to hum some of that.
Spanish bombs and okay. So there was this chick when I was in my early 20s. Overmortal had just split up as a band. I put all of my emotional eggs in one basket with this chick, which was a stupid move. I was seeking my internal validation from an external source.
Yep. Always a big concern.
I thought that this chick could heal my broken heart, and I had like previous failed relationships that I was upset about. Thought that I could find myself in the arms of this woman. We'll call her Jane. And I was so insecure, and I didn't treat her I was not as mature as I am now, and not as understanding.
Only moderately more mature than you were then, I assume.
Just a smidgen. And also, she was doing the same thing towards me. She was reeling from a failed relationship that she was really hurt over, and she was looking for some sort of solace from me.
In your penis?
No, I never plowed her. So anyway, because I was a good Christian boy, and we didn't do that. Last girlfriend I had that I didn't shag. So anyway, yeah. So she was at college, and I would drive 2 hours twice a week to see her. And but I was so insecure, and I just assumed that because she was a pretty girl and there was a college full of strapping young guys that I would just lay awake at night. What guy is over there trying to knock on her door to get her attention? I didn't treat her very good. I was very paranoid. I was very clingy, and eventually, it ended.
Yeah.
Eventually, she couldn't take it anymore, and she said, "I can't do this. We gotta find some other solution here." So the day. It was a Saturday. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were gonna meet up and she was going to give me back all my stuff.
Oh, that's the worst.
That heartbreaking moment where she gives me back my class ring that she was wearing on a chain around her neck, and she was going to give me back this thing and that thing and a CD and a T-shirt, and I told her, keep the T-shirt. I want you to have it.
No, that's a bad choice. Fuck them. Take all your shit back.
It wouldn't fit me now anyway. I'm so fat. So anyway, Signal Hill Mall, the one that's dead, the one that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
We were going to meet up at this specific spot behind Signal Hill Mall, and she was going to give me all my stuff back. And while I'm sitting there, I was really into the London Calling album, the London Calling. So I was, and that song, Spanish Bombs, was just on repeat. I don't know why, just those minor chords. So, waiting for her to show up, that song on repeat, my heart just fucking breaking, man. She shows up, we get out. Neither of us really wanted this breakup to happen, but, she just couldn't take it anymore, and she felt bad, and I felt even worse. And she gave me my things back, and we hugged, and she kissed me one last time, and off she drives into the sunset. Even though it was like noon,
and then she
burst into flames, because that's how you fix the movie. Yeah. So, and now anytime I listen to that album, I got to skip that fucking track, dude.
Yep.
I can't. If I even think about the Clash, there's this part of my brain that clicks. It goes, stay away from it.
Yeah. There's one song in the entire discography of Cake that the girl that I dated in high school, that was the ringtone on her phone. And so that's the only song of their whole discography that I don't have on my phone.
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess it was Sheep Go to Heaven and Goats Go to Hell.
No, that's a great song. I love that song. No, it was Love You Madly.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I don't care. So, here's my problem with breakup songs. For one, it ruins a fucking album for you, or at least a fucking song.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not the only breakup song I've got. Like there's songs that if I listen to them remind me of my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. Like remind me of the time period when she and I was dating. Because music has that power. Yeah. You end up associating a song with a certain time period in your life, and you hear that song and you go back to, man, I remember when I was working at such and such place and such was going on, and I was listening to this song in my car. Or I remember when so and so was really drunk and I was patting him on the back while he was hurling in the toilet, and this song popped up on his phone. He was listening to it, or what? Yep. I mean, the music has that ability to just spark a memory in your mind and take you back, but not just the memory, the emotion. And so now, anytime I hear the Clash, I've got to like scramble to go, instead of going there, I got to go to Cowboy Mouth, to that song about Joe Strummer.
Yeah,
I can get that's my exit card. I can go to. She gotta go because she didn't know who Joe Strummer was. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey, do-do-do. I love that fucking song. I can get out there. But man, if I let myself, that song has a fucking gravity well around it. It's like a black hole. Someone brings up the Clash, or I see that album cover with the dude smashing his bass, and I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. And you like turn around and put on full afterburners and fly away from it. But that's someone scraping around upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. At least it's not construction this time.
Yeah.
So that song's got its own gravity well, and if I don't get off of it soon enough, I spend the rest of the next couple of hours
just sobbing like a little girl.
Well, it's not that I sob, but I'm like, all of a sudden I go back and I think about the fucking bad choices I've made, and from that bad choice of treating her the way I treated her, and then I go to why I was such a failure at this, why I was such a failure at that, what a shitty person I am, and then I'm in this fucking sinkhole of, God, everything's horrible, and the only thing I have going for me now is like this wonderful wife that I have pulled me out of this fucking slump in my life because of a fucking song.
Yep. Songs, man.
Yeah.
That's why I don't listen to music anymore. I just listen to static.
Static?
Yeah.
Like an alien?
Like an alien.
What was that fucking TV show about the kid, Kyle XY, and he couldn't sleep unless there was static blaring in his ears? You ever see that?
No, I didn't see that. Was that the one where he didn't have a belly button?
Yeah.
And he was like a robot or something?
He was grown in a tank for like 20-something years, and then they let him out of the tank, and it was supposed to be like, because Einstein supposedly was in utero for 13 months or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. The longer you're in utero, the smarter you are. And so he ended up with like superpowers.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But he didn't have a fucking breakup song.
He didn't have a breakup song.
So, I mean, he had that going for him. I don't know, man. We sometimes ask for audience participation, but I'd really love to hear the listeners chime in, and we'll talk about it. I'll read them on the next episode. If you want to chime in with your breakup songs and your breakup stories, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be great.
That'd be a great way to bring the podcast down.
And we'll just play them next episode. Not going to be us talking at all. It's just going to be those songs, one right after another.
Yeah, it'll be a music podcast. It'll be just songs and just sad stories.
Yep.
And then I'll bring some manila rope and we'll hang ourselves at the end.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds like a great bonus episode.
Uncle Buck and Tab just for 2 hours just swinging from a rope with lifeless eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Maybe that's a bad idea. I still want to hear people's stories though, because that connects on a human level.
I agree.
So I'm not gonna go long on that one, man. That's really all I've got.
I think that's a great issue, and they do really suck. It sucks the way that like one person can ruin a song or an album for you just by your own inadvertent association with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that can change the entire musical path you're on.
That's very true. That's a big possibility you could have.
Cause like anytime I think about punk rock, one of my favorite genres, like, I have to avoid the 70s punk rock because I start thinking about 70s punk bands like the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, the Buzzcocks. 7 Seconds, I think, was hardcore that got started in the 70s, didn't they? And then it's like that fucking gravity well. Eventually, you're going to slide into the Clash. And eventually, I'm going to slide to London Calling. Eventually, I'm going to slide to Spanish Bombs. And now I'm back in that fucking parking lot with a pair of keys in my hand, scraping the paint off of that light pole in the shape of a heart with our initials in it, because I was a fucking schmuck.
Yeah, a great way to tell us your breakup song would be if you call into our voicemail at 704-750-9434, put it on play behind you, and then just leave the message of you sobbing. Why, Janine? Why?
Janine.
Just the name that popped in my head.
That's two references. I'm done.
Oh, you're fired.
Yeah.
Fired.
I'm fired.
No.
Joel got away with two. Well, he's fired too. So anyway.
Yeah.
So
I would love to get some of those voicemails.
That would be nothing beats the over compressed, staticky, garbled sound of a radio blaring in the background. And you can't tell what the hell it is. You just vaguely make out a drum beat, and it's like playing the lowest quality MP3 at like 120 decibels through my amplifier.
Play it out of borrow someone's phone. Play it out of their phone, right? And
into your phone,
and you hold. You're calling like this. And then you've got, if you can see the feed, you've got the phones like that. So that way we get the worst sound quality possible.
Or better yet, play it out of your own phone, out of the speaker, and then while it's playing, be making your phone call, so that you're getting it's right there, and like you can. Yeah. That's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get some voicemails on that one and some emails. Send us your fan art of you being horribly depressed,
you crying like a little girl.
Yeah, let's do that. That's all I got, man. You ready to end this segment?
I believe so. That's all that there is to say about that.
All right. Well, this has been Here's What I Don't Get. I'm Uncle Buck.
I'm Ted Burt.
Bye-bye. Play the song. This is going to be my breakup song for Joel Chaco.
That's, yeah. Poor guy.
I love you,
Joel. Got a lot of rage in him.
I love that guy. But boy, he gets shit on so bad. Okay, so I've got one voicemail that I can actually get to play this week. And it's in response to something that was said last week on the show. Here we go.
While you're getting that ready, we're going to take some questions. We'll do some live questions from the chat since this is our first live show. Yeah, I've got it right here. So you guys type in your questions, and we'll answer them after these voicemails.
Okay, this one, I'm going to play this one, and if we heard this one last week, I don't remember if we did or not, then we'll delete it off the episode. I'm going to play this one.
G'day, boys. How you going? just finished listening to your podcast, and I just rang your glorious country to make a few little inquiries. Just wanted to share them with you. This
Did we
is
do
the
this
first
one?
one.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's exactly what I was talking about.
Exactly what we were just
Trying
talking
to play
about.
something back into your phone.
What is it? Los Angeles. He calls it the city of failure. We have 12, 16 to 26 votes.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Nope.
This sounds like FAA air traffic controls coming over. Yeah, you're coming in 014 991 landing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Stick or a brick with it, just to shove on the accelerator while I'm on the open road. I've got some rocks. We can give you just a rock, you know. That's you.
So I'm going to call this one a swing and a miss.
yeah, this is of all the
Oh, yeah.
voicemails we've ever played.
Wait.
You're right there on the first one.
What?
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Thanks for weighing in.
And that's it. So yeah. Sorry, bud. We tell you what. Now you can also send us like an MP3 file if you're gonna send us.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna comment on something we said on the show, here's how you do it. You get yourself any sort of cheap USB mic.
Download the episode.
Download the episode. Open up an audio editor. There's free ones.
Audacity.
Audacity will do it in a heartbeat.
Super easy.
You pull out the clip. You isolate it. You bring it out. Then you play the clip, and then you record yourself talking on a microphone afterwards in response to the clip. And then you can send us that MP3. You can send it to me, UncleBuck704 at yahoo.com, or you can send it to our joint Gmail account, HWIDGpodcast at Gmail. Or don't send it to Tab. He probably won't bring it. So
yeah,
anyway,
I'll probably lose it.
or you can hit us up on our Facebook page. Send us a message. We can play those. And do it that way. Have you got any questions yet? Hit us up on
I inadvertently played our own thing.
Hey, that's cool.
The Veremeyer asked, "Are traps gay?"
You know, I already answered that question.
Yeah, you did. You had a whole Ask Uncle Buck segment about that. I'm going to refer you to that guys.
It's like a 10, 12, 13-minute video
Yeah.
where I go into it.
Maximum Panic wants to know from you, Uncle Buck, what's better, Wing Commander 3 or 4?
Damn, that's a good question. You see, because Wing Commander 3 had the Kilrathi, where you were fighting the Kilrathi, and Wing Commander 4 didn't have that.
Yeah.
But Wing Commander 4 had better music, and it had some neater things that you could do, and obviously slightly better graphics. I remember getting the demo disc out of Computer Gaming World, the demo disc for Wing Commander 4, where you got to play 2 little missions.
Yeah.
That was some good shit, dude. And I would always load up every ship when I was going to go after a capital ship, fighting the border worlds. I would always load up with just dumbfire missiles, because those were they didn't require a lock, and they were the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, there's that mission where there's the 2 border world ships, and you got to take one of them out. I just spam missiles at it. Kaboom! And the other one's like, fuck, we surrender.
That's the way to do it.
And then at the end, there's the debate where you have to debate Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, you have to debate Malcolm McDowell in a video game.
Yeah.
That's the exciting climax.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding about that. The movies were good. But Wing Commander 3, man, that was like the first PC Wing Commander game I had. So for me personally, it's kind of a toss-up. Like, I loved Wing Commander 3. John Shuck did a great Hob as Hobbs.
Yeah.
Ralga Narhalis. So I don't know, man. Mark Hamill was great in all of them. Malcolm McDowell was good. Jason Bernard. Tom Wilson. Chalk up another for the Maniac.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares about what I'm talking about.
I've never played these games, so I mean,
fucking
Maximum
loser.
Panic asked the question, so
Well, there you go, Maximum. It's a toss-up, man. The needle goes slightly towards Wing Commander 4, but, like, I don't know, man. I had the Kilrathi Saga, so I could play Wing Commander 3 on a Windows 95 computer.
no. Beep Boop I'm a Robot asked, how many billiard balls can you fit in your mouth?
0.
A 0. I've never tried. I feel like that'd be really. Have you seen? There's an episode of MASH where the Marines come and Winchester is examining, I think, Norm from Cheers, and he's got a billiard ball stuck in his mouth, and it's a really funny scene. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Yeah, that just seems like a really good way to dislocate your jaw.
Yeah.
And eating is pretty important to me. So.
No kidding. Nicholas King asked, how long after meeting a girl should you attempt to cop a feel? Should I wait until after the half of the first date?
That should be how you meet her.
That's a really good point.
You think you're at the club and you're both dancing and you just walk up and be like, honk, honk. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. That was a complete accident. Now the ice is broken.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she'll get you for assault. Maybe she won't, but you know.
So I don't have an answer for this, but I think I have a friend here who does. I'd say that you probably shouldn't cop a feel ever, because that's a form of rape, and that's really bad, and you don't want to do that to any ladies, because then you'll become a rapist and you'll have to be put on a list. So that's that answer.
Did you bring the crowns to North Carolina?
I do. They're upstairs.
I want to see those before I leave today.
Maximum Panic said, Wing Commander is the shit. Don't play the game, just watch the cutscenes edited together on YouTube. Maybe I'll do that.
But don't watch the movie. Maximum Panic, I want you to comment about that. The movie fucking... So Freddie Prinze Jr. ruins everything.
Let's see. Have you guys seen the failures / scams of Kickstarter from Larry Bundy Jr.?
Nope.
Such shit shows. I guess that's like a series. I haven't seen that.
No. I'm not cultured enough.
There was another good question in here. No, I guess that's it. Yep. So those are the questions.
That makes me happy, dude.
Oh wait, here's one from Twitch. Pato Man of all colors says, "What is Covfefe? Is it Donald Trump's alternate trans woman identity or something else?" I saw an image here.
Okay, so Covfefe.
Covfefe.
Someone. Okay, so because we're gonna get this social commentary. That was where Trump misspelled, I think the word coverage, probably, in a tweet. But somebody did the fucking research. And turns out that COV and FE are symbols. Are symbols on the periodic table of elements. So CO is what?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember either. And then V is
Cobalt.
one. Cobalt. Then another one, and then Fe is iron, obviously.
Yeah.
And that when taken together, these had something to do with the DNA of frogs. That has to do with them switching genders or switching sexes in a drought, like they talked about in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. So anyway, which goes back.
I'm gonna get some movie intro their themes. I'm gonna get those, and I have like 5 seconds of them. So when you mention a movie, I can just play 5 seconds of the movie theme.
No, just Jurassic Park.
Just Jurassic Park, okay.
Because that time that we tried to do that together, talking about DVD menus, that was pretty great.
It ended up working out really well. Got those synced together.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So, listen, so the whole thing came back around to gender identity and Pepe.
Yep.
And meme magic, and Keck. And so...
who's the patron saint of shit posting.
Yeah. And so, apparently, Trump is a prophet, is what it boils down to. Covfefe is the prophecy of Keck.
I think that it's just a typo, and this is teleology. Everything happens for a reason.
Listen, man, you give people on the internet an inch, and they'll find a mile in that inch.
I mean, they're finding flags and based on stars and vapor trails. Come on, man. Hello Frankie asks, Hello Frankie 117, how long is Buck's hair?
Hold on, I'll show you.
It's real long.
Take this off, set it on there. What do I hear leaking over here?
It's probably stuff spilling into the sump pup area.
That's wonderful. Okay, so people want to know how long my hair is. Are you sure that's not that Mitzi Moore using a pseudonym to find out, ask about my hair again?
Maybe.
So if you're watching the stream, that long.
Shoulder length, a little over shoulder length.
Nipple length.
Nipple length. Mr. Kill Everything, this would probably be the final question. Mr. Kill Everything says, what kind of strong drinks does Uncle Buck enjoy?
Whiskey.
Whiskey of all kinds.
Good whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm not into shitty whiskey, I'll tell you that much.
What constitutes a shitty whiskey?
Okay, so there's an age-old saying about, where's my fucking headphone? There's a way to gauge quality of whiskey. First off,
color. I mean,
what?
I said color.
Well, not necessarily just color, but color does help. Man, I look like a fucking mess now. So when you take a sip of the whiskey, where does it burn you?
Yeah.
If it burns you in the mouth, spit it out and hand it back to the horse.
Yeah.
If it burns you in the throat, that's you can get away with it. Like if it burns you in the mouth, that's going to give you a hangover. No questions asked. Because there's a bunch of stuff in there that you don't want to drink. Stuff like methanol or most likely acetone.
Yep.
Or isopropyl alcohol or even fusel oils. So if it burns in the mouth, just spit it right out unless you just really like headaches. If it burns you in the throat, just go cautiously. Like drink plenty of water and get you some goodies headache powders. Please pay us. If it warms you on the way down, like in your esophagus, and then lights a nice little warm, like home feeling in your belly, like the comforts of home in your belly, that's a good whiskey.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
That's how you tell a good whiskey. I've traditionally been a Scotch guy, but bourbons. Someone gave me some bourbon, and it got me on the bourbon trail.
Yeah, me too.
So Scotches, anything, just about anything with Glen in the name.
Yeah.
I like Glenfiddich, Glenfarclas. I discovered a little pricey for me right now, but Glenfarclas was good. Glenlivet. Somebody gave me a swig of Dewar's one time, which is a blend. I've traditionally haven't been that big on blends.
A lot of people shit on blended whiskeys, but there's really nothing. There's nothing inherently better about a blended versus a single barrel.
They're single malt.
Single malt, yeah.
Blends are inherently smoother, and there's machismo about a single malt.
Yeah,
like they're a little rougher. They're a little more. They require you to be less of a pussy. But if you're going to be starting with Scotch, like start with a blend. Go with Johnny Walker. Larry Blydner says red label. I would say start with black.
I would not say start with black. That stuff's like tar.
Really?
Yeah, I would say start with Glenmorangie. That's a really good smooth one. It's still a single malt, but it's pretty smooth.
And there's also different regions of Scotch. So like you're gonna get a Highland malt. They're gonna be a little sweeter. You're gonna get like an Island malt. Those are typically very salty. Or maybe the Highlands were smoky. I forget. Either way, yeah, it sounds like someone's taking a piss over there. Maybe that's Mikey.
Yeah, fucking Mikey's pissing in the dungeon. Way to go, Mikey.
He's been pissing for 5 minutes.
God damn it, son of a fat fucker.
Yeah, but someone gave me a bottle of Lead Slingers, which is veteran owned.
Yeah, and
I'm going to tell you, man, like that opened my eyes to the possibilities of bourbons.
One of my favorite 2 bourbons are Four Roses single barrel. That's
what you're drinking that one episode, yeah.
Yeah. No, small batch. Small batch is better than single barrel.
Oh,
and
okay.
What's the other one? Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is a great whiskey, a great bourbon whiskey.
You got any here?
No, I left it all in Oklahoma. Let me bring some out.
I was gonna say we need to party, dude. So
yeah.
Anyway, and of course, like everyone likes to shit on the American stuff like Jack Daniels or what else? Evan Williams, because they're accessible. But you know what? Accessibility is not bad as long as they're not like actually bad quality. So I tasted some Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it was just the bottle I got a hold of, but that Wild Turkey tasted a lot like acetone.
Yeah.
And I was not impressed.
I don't think I've had Wild Turkey. Off the top of my head, I don't recall having had Wild Turkey. So
yeah, acetone is one of the things. It's part of what's called the heads. So when you distill off any sort of liquor, the 2 things that are going to come off first are methanol, that's the lightest, then acetone.
Yeah.
And that's got a very distinct smell to it. It smells kind of like sweet carrots almost.
Yep.
And then after that gets your good ethanol, that's your hearts, and all that. And I've just, over the course of time, I've learned to recognize when I taste something, yep, that's acetone. Throw that shit right out.
Yeah.
That's a hangover.
That's good advice. So
I'm going to cut that one off there. I mean, there's I could talk for days on that.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for listening. Thanks for the questions.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, we may do another one of these pretty soon before I have to leave again.
And eventually, I guess we'll just start putting these behind the paywall.
Yep. So thanks for listening. I'm Tab Burt.
I'm Uncle Buck.
Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.